So as we were telling you, it seems that India now is trying to garner support from the global community. India has decided that it's going to step up its diplomatic strike. Already, India has taken 5 key steps, diplomatic steps against Pakistan. And Pakistan, of course, also seems to be retaliating by saying that they're going to cancel the Shimla Pact. But India is right now trying to garner the support of the global community, get their backing so that they can move forward with what they plan. India has decided to call the foreign envoys of select countries to MEA and to brief them regarding this terror attack. It is important for India to get the support of these countries, because if there is an action taken by India, then you need the global support. India, Pakistan, both member of UN. Any action taken by any country, you require support of other countries. Prime Minister has given a big global message on Pakistan terror. Let's go back to Shashank, who continues to be with us. Shashank, clearly India is using a multi-pronged approach here. Here we are using some diplomatic actions to bring Pakistan down to the knees. The other side, we are also bringing in other countries to our side, our, as we would say, our room, our gang. So what exactly is India's effort here?
Well, I think, the past experience of Indian diplomacy when it comes to the issue of Kashmir and terrorism with Pakistan is really informing India's strategy here. If you might recall that after the 26/11 attacks, for example, India faced a great deal of restraint when it came from the international community, because the instinct of the international community when it comes to any sort of India-Pakistan conflagration is to get in the middle and push both sides apart and say, okay, no more fighting. The experience, of course, now is informing India's position here. They're trying to get ahead of the curve and talk to foreign countries. You've seen the Prime Minister, of course, speak on the phone with a number of important world leaders, including the Prime Minister of Australia, including the President of the United States, to make sure that they are on board and understand the Indian position as well as what India is planning to do. Because, of course, some of India's moves, for example, like the abeyance of the Indo-Pacific Treaty, will evoke some international concern. But the Indian Prime Minister and Indian diplomacy have to explain to the international community what India is trying to achieve, and to ensure that the world community understands what India is trying to get done here, to ensure, as you said, that the world backs India, understands where India is coming from, and understands the need to punish Pakistan for its policy of sponsoring cross-border terrorism. So you're absolutely right that Indian diplomacy has been working overtime over the last couple of days to make sure that the world understands what India is trying to do and understands India's perspective.
You also look at the kind of messages that poured in after the attack from the global community, the heads of states, the country heads. It was quite clear that terrorism is something that the global community is not going to put up with. So India can here safely be assured, with all these envoys coming in, that there will be a sympathy for us. Well, it seems I've lost my connection with Shashank, but we have Piyush Mishra, another colleague, joining us right now. Piyush, how important is this meeting of global envoys of different countries, that is this briefing that is happening at the Ministry of External Affairs?
Well, Anjali, it's a very important meeting because all envoys who are right now in the country have been called by Ministry of External Affairs, and certainly the Ministry of External Affairs is briefing them about India's position after the horrific terror attack which has taken place in Pahalgam, and this attack has taken place on innocent citizens. And remember that this meeting has also come in the wake of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's strong message to the world community that yes, we will take strongest possible actions. We will not let terrorism go unpunished. Prime Minister has also said that these terrorists will be tracked, hunted and then punished. Not only them, but also the handlers of these terrorists will also be taken to the task. So after that statement, we are now seeing that Ministry of External Affairs is now briefing all envoys. Remember, Anjali, that Prime Minister today, while he was speaking there in Bihar, he also spoke in English language because he wanted to send out a message to the global community, and it seems like the message is now being resonated by the MEA also, where MEA is now, telling all the envoys about the developments. MEA is also, briefing all the envoys about the development and the stand which the government has taken as far as dealing with terrorism is concerned.
Right. Piyush, but, it is also a very delicate thing what India is attempting here right now. Pakistan has enjoyed a certain position because of its geolocation. It has enjoyed a certain relationship with certain superpowers as well of this world. So how difficult or easy would it be for India to right now garner support and get everyone on their side?
Well, it seems like Pakistan has been completely isolated by the world community. We know how America has isolated Pakistan. Other countries have also not taken much interest in Pakistan now. In fact, after the kind of tariff war which is also going on between China and America, it's unlikely that China is going to extend its hand towards the Pakistan, because China would certainly need a market, and India is a bigger market than any other Asian country. So China would not take risk. So looking at the current geopolitical situation, Pakistan is feeling isolated, though it is trying to come out with some sort of statement claiming that it is of the tit for tat policy. But it is also important to understand that China globally has been completely isolated, and that is why the advantage is also being taken by India, where it is briefing all envoys, telling the India's stance. And it is also important to highlight that this time the civilians have been targeted, and India will certainly retaliate back, and Pakistan will be shown its position. All countries will be briefed about that, and the message is loud and clear from the topmost office of the country, from Prime Minister's office, that yes, we will teach a lesson to Pakistan and will punish the perpetrators behind this horrific terrorist attack.
Right, Piyush, do stay on with us.